We all know about those 2-0 teams. We'll have conversations over the next couple days about 2-0 teams you believe in, 0-2 teams that you think still have a shot.
That was yesterday's poll.
Well, we did half of one of those yesterday, right?
We did the 0-2
two teams that still have a shot.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do, because I try to look at things differently. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that chuckle over there. But I do. I try to look things differently. I've got 4 1-1 teams that are on the edge. I don't want to say in the brink. On the brink is very dramatic. On the edge is like you could go either way.
Yeah.
Edge is either way.
I mean, you're teetering.
Right.
Brink
is
teetering.
That might be a tough word too. You're on the edge. You're on the edge because you could use the win now. If you don't, it's okay.
Right.
But you could really use the win now. 2-1, much better than 1-2. Certainly, if the next couple of steps are big old Lulus as well, to use the Looney Tune phrase. And on top of it all, I don't want to be so dramatic.
Okay.
But I would like some music.
I'm not judging.
All right.
I would like some music. Here we go. First up, let's start with the Steelers. Because Big Ben says he's going to do all he can.
Yeah, everything that he can.
Everything that he can. It's, that phrase about I'm going to do everything I can to get back is very similar to, hey, Lamar, you want to go for it?
Right.
Yeah. Part of me does, Coach. In the same way as Big Ben, like, you know what? I'm only going to do 8 out of 9 things to get back. Like, if there's 9 things to get back, I'll do only 8 of them.
Right.
Of course he's going to do everything, but the problem is if he's doing everything to get back, already the first 2 weeks it didn't look so darn pretty at all. And now you're going to throw Mason Rudolph in this mix potentially. And he's had how many times this guy had chances to show like he's the next? How many times did he show that he's the next and Ben, your time here is past? Devin Bush hurt. TJ Watt hurt. Tuitt out. Alu out. Joe Hayden hurt. On the edge, home versus Cincinnati, at Green Bay, and then 2 home dates. Denver, which is now your higher register home date. Hey, the Broncos are in town. And then home for Seattle, which is always a slugfest. Always a slugfest. Certainly if that's Bobby Wagner in the middle of their defense. Steelers on the edge at 1-1. Next up, you got the Dolphins. I mean, Tua's got fractured ribs, right? They're coming off a 35-0 beatdown. Brissett is now going to take the Dolphins into Vegas, where the Raiders are another one of those high. Hey, they're 2-0. Look out. Then the only thing that they have is a little bit in their favor is the schedule, because Indianapolis is next for them at home. And who knows? Could that be Jacob Eason's second start right there? They're at Tampa. Look out below on that front. Then they go to London for Jacksonville and home for Atlanta. So the schedule isn't so nasty, but coming up with a win here, 2-1. Hey, we got no Tua, but Brissett's the guy for the moment. They're on the edge. Number 3, Chicago Bears. Enough said, right? Honestly, enough said. Every move being made right now as to whether it's Fields or not, it's Dalton, it's Fields. It's Dalton if he's healthy. If he's not healthy, it's Fields. But if Dalton becomes healthy again, does it matter what Fields is going to do? All those questions. The offense, what does it look like? The scheme. David Montgomery didn't have 100 yards this past week, but the defense came up with 3 consecutive interceptions of Joe Burrow to save the day when Dalton did go down. Bears take on Cleveland this week, home for Detroit, at Vegas, and then the first of their 2 against Green Bay before a trip to Tampa, home for San Francisco, a trip to Pittsburgh, and then a bye week. You bet they're on the edge. You bet they're on the edge. And I'm telling you, get Justin Fields some run. You don't want him making his first starts against those teams in October. Get him his lumps now, up to speed, because he's going to have to get in there. Your 4th team on the edge? I'll say it, man, because they're in the deepest end of the pool, and they're the only team that has not emerged unscathed through the first 2 weeks of this season. The Seahawks are on the edge, man.
Oh, wow, yeah.
You can't get too far behind in your division right now. Arizona's got a winnable game against Jacksonville. Obviously, the Rams and the 49ers have some tough home dates against the Bucs and the Packers, respectively. I mean, the other 2 teams that you're looking at other than Arizona are taking on the NFC Championship game participants from last year, but you cannot afford to drop to 1-2. And Minnesota is who they're visiting this week. Minnesota's 0-2. They're going to be very hungry. Seahawks, after that, at San Francisco, home for the Rams on a short week. They've got Thursday Night Football to kick off Week 5. How about that one? Then they're at Pittsburgh before a home date with New Orleans, and then a home date with Jacksonville. So things can potentially get a little lighter before their bye. Those are your 4 1-1 teams on the edge going into Week 3. And on the edge is, need a win, teetering either way. Let's not be so dramatic. But those are my 4 1-1 teams I'm throwing out there. Actually.
I like that.
You could throw another one out there, too, just a little bit. New England. Here's a bonus one.
On the edge.
Do we need one more?
They should be 2-0.
Do you need one more?
One more. All right, we'll get one more.
Yeah, you're on the edge. New Orleans is coming in, and New Orleans can do to a rookie quarterback what Patriots just did to the Jets version, and then who's coming in the next week?
Oh yeah, but don't you feel like Jameis could also have 4 picks this weekend?
Oh, he could, but that's what I'm saying. You'd like to be 2-1 with Brady coming in rather than 1-2.
Yeah, giving that game away week 1 really hurts.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
They're already gearing up in New England for that one. I know some friends of mine over there.
Wow, did you hear Tom Sr. on the radio yesterday in Boston?
What'd he do?
This guy. We need to stop. People we need to stop hearing from publicly. The list is long and distinguished, but
don't say that
Tom
about
Sr.
Tom
needs to stop going on the radio and shooting his mouth
What's
off.
he saying?
Oh, the bad blood, and Bill was kicking him out, and Tom's extra special fired up for this one.
This is great.
Okay, old man, we're done.
Don't
we don't
say
need
that
we don't need
about
to hear
his
from you anymore.
dad, man. What's your
come on.
problem?
Wow.
Who cares what an athlete's father has to
For
say?
20 years you cared, and now
This is-
Actually, I did not.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.